Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a plain-looking 1984 Washington quarter, and discovering that it could be worth thousands of dollars, or even more. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you might think is just 25 cents could actually change your life forever. This is the shocking reality of the 1984 Washington quarter-dollar coin, and today I'm going to reveal everything you need to know about it, from its history to the rarest varieties and the jaw-dropping values some of these coins have sold for. Stay with me until the end, because the details you're about to hear might just help you uncover a small fortune hiding in plain sight. Let's start with a little history. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, introduced to honor the 200th birthday of the United States' first president, George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features Washington's bust, while the reverse originally displayed an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath it. By 1984, the design had already become an American classic, but collectors were paying close attention, because certain mint errors and varieties from that year would eventually become some of the most valuable quarters ever discovered. Now, you might be asking, what makes a 1984 quarter so special? Well, not every single one is valuable. In fact, the vast majority of them are worth only face value, 25 cents. But here's where it gets exciting. Some rare examples from 1984 contain unique minting errors, unusual features, or pristine conditions that make them worth huge money. Imagine owning a quarter worth $1,000, $10,000, or even close to $100,000. Believe it or not, collectors are willing to pay these amounts for the right coin. Let's break it down. The 1984 quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 676 million coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 546 million. With numbers this high, you might assume they're all common. But here's the truth. It's not about how many were minted, it's about how few survive today in top-notch condition or with extraordinary errors. One of the most desirable factors is condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in MS-67 or MS-68 condition are extremely rare. For example, an MS-67 1984 P Washington quarter has sold for over $2,000 at auction. Think about that. A coin that looks brand new, nearly flawless, suddenly skyrockets in value. If you happen to have one in pristine condition tucked away in a drawer or coin jar, you could be sitting on serious money. But let's talk about the really shocking part, the mint errors. This is where the 1984 quarter truly gets interesting. Some of the most eye-popping sales have been for quarters with unusual errors like off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. For instance, there are 1984 quarters that show doubling on the inscriptions or Washington's features. These double die errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how strong and dramatic the doubling is. Even more incredible are the off-center strikes. Imagine a quarter with part of the design missing because it wasn't struck in the right position. Collectors go crazy for these, and depending on how dramatic the error is, say, 50% or more off-center, such a coin could bring in $5,000 or more at auction. And if it also shows the date clearly while being off-center, the value only climbs higher. Another jaw-dropping type of error is the clipped planchet, where part of the coin's edge is literally missing because the blank wasn't cut properly at the mint. These quirky errors make the coin rare and highly collectible, often selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some collectors specifically hunt only for error coins, and a 1984 quarter with a bold clip could make their collection complete. Now, let me drop an even bigger bombshell. There have been rare reports of transitional errors, coins struck on the wrong planchet. For example, a quarter mistakenly struck on a nickel or even a foreign coin planchet could exist. When these kinds of oddities show up, they can bring tens of thousands of dollars because they are literally one-of-a-kind mistakes. But condition and errors aren't the only factors. There's also the world of proof coins. In 1984, the San Francisco Mint produced special proof sets for collectors, with shiny mirror-like finishes. While most proofs are relatively affordable, ultra-high-grade examples, especially with cameo or deep cameo contrasts, can bring in large sums of money. A pristine 1984 S-proof quarter graded PR70 DCAM has been known to sell for over $1,000, which is mind-blowing for a coin people often overlook. Now, I want you to picture this. Someone goes through an old jar of coins, finds a 1984 quarter, and casually checks its condition. They send it off to be graded, and it comes back as a near-perfect MS-68 with a rare error. Suddenly, that quarter, once thought to be worth just 25 cents, is now valued at $20,000 or more. Stories like these aren't just myths. They've happened at major coin auctions, where collectors compete fiercely to own these rare treasures. This is why you should never underestimate the coins sitting around your home. The 1984 Washington quarter dollar may look common, but it carries secrets that only careful collectors and sharp-eyed enthusiasts can uncover. Whether it's a stunning mint state coin, a dramatic error, or a proof in flawless condition, these coins can be worth staggering amounts of money. And here's the best part, the thrill of the hunt. Every time you come across a 1984 quarter, there's a chance it could be something extraordinary. Imagine showing your friends and family that you turned pocket change into a payday worth thousands. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns ordinary moments into extraordinary discoveries. So, the next time you see a 1984 Washington quarter, don't just toss it aside. Examine it closely. Look for mint errors, check its condition, and if it looks special, consider having it graded. Because you never know, you might be holding on to one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in history. To wrap this up, the 1984 Washington quarter dollar is more than just a piece of everyday currency. It's a hidden gem waiting to be discovered.